Okay, good morning. Continue natin yung discussion natin yesterday, which is it's about central limit theorem. So now, magkakaroon tayo ng example para yung mga definition kahapon or yesterday is um, may apply natin sa situation or situational. Okay. So we have here example number one. Sabi dito sa ating example number one, consider the possible outcomes of rolling a six-sided die in. So ano ba yung ilang faces ba meron ng ating die? We have what? Type niyo yung mga answer niyo sa ating chat box. Okay, anim, di ba? We have six possible outcomes if nag-roll tayo ng one die. So, pwedeng lumabas yung face na 1 or yung dot 1 or may dot na dalawa, dot of 3, dot of 4, dots of 5, and dots of 6. Okay. Now, yung goal natin ngayon is to get the mean of these possible outcomes. So, kukunin natin yung mga means of each outcome. So, ano nga ba yung mean dito sa ating outcomes na 1? So, if yung outcomes natin na 1, so, paano nga ba kunin si mean ulit? Ito yung sum ng ating mga possible outcomes or values divided by the total values. So, dito sa ating outcomes 1, we have 1. Only one value. So, no need to add what another number. Only just 1. Then, divide natin sa total values. Ilang values ba meron? We have also 1. So, 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1. Next tayo. Dito tayo sa outcomes kung saan makakakuha tayo ng dot or face na 2. So, 2 divided by ilang values meron tayo sa ating outcomes na 2? Isa lang din. So, 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. How about dito sa outcomes na 3? So, 3 divided by ilang outcomes or ilang values meron tayo? Isa lang din. So, 3 divided by 1 is equal to what? Is equal to 3. So, yung mean niya is 3. Next tayo dito tayo sa 4. So, 4 divided by ilang values ulit? Isa lang din. 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4 dapat yan. 4 nga ba? Okay, 4 siya. How about dito sa pagkuha natin ng outcomes? Outcomes na 5. So, 5 divided by ilang values? Isa lang. So, 5 divided by 1 is equal to 5. Same with our outcome 6. 6 divided by ilang values meron ulit? Isa lang din, right? So, 6 divided by 1 is equal to 6. Check natin. 5 yun doon, 6 yun. Now, nakuha na natin yung mean. Kukunin naman natin ngayon yung probabilities. Probability of each outcomes. Okay. Based dito sa ating mga nakuhang means, ilang beses daw lumabas or nag-occur si number or yung mean of 1. Di ba isa lang? Therefore, 1 out of ilang means? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yung total. So, 6. 1 out of 6, yung probability or yung posibilidad na lumabas si mean of 1. Therefore, in decimal form, 1 out of 1 divided by 6 is equal to 0.167. Now, dito sa ating mean na 2, ilang beses lumabas si 2? Ilang beses lumabas si 2? Isa lang din, di ba? Therefore, 1 divided by ilang outcomes na meron tayo sa mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 1 divided by 6 is equal to, dito sa ating mean of 2, we have 0.167. How about dito sa 3? How about dito sa ating 3? Write ko lang to ha. Okay, how about dito sa 3? Isang beses lang din lumabas si 3. Therefore, 1 divided by 6 is also equal to 0.167. Same with our mean of 4. Ilang beses lumabas si 4? Isang beses lang. Divided by 6 is equal to 1.6 or 0.167. So, same lang din siya niyan sa ating mean of 5. Ilang beses ba lumabas si 5? Dito sa ating mga means. Dito sa ating mga means, ilang beses lumabas si 5? Isa lang din, di ba? O 1 out of 6. The probability of getting a mean of 5 is 1 out of 6. Therefore, 0.67 or 0.167 din yung probability. Same with the probability of getting a mean of 6 is isang beses lang din. Out of 6. Therefore, 0.167 in decimal form. Now, di ba doon sa ating lesson, week 5, sa ating lesson week 5, na kung saan kapag gumamit tayo ng probability, yung sum daw ng probability natin is equal to what? Yung pinaka-sum ng ating probability. Sum of our probability is dapat 1. So, paki-total nga or paki-compute sa inyong mga calculator yung sum nitong mga probabilities natin na nakuha. Yung mga to, if mag-i-equal ba siya sa 1. So, kung mapapansin nyo, same sila ng mga denominator, no? Kasi naka-fraction form. So, same sila ng mga denominator. So, sa fraction, kapag nag-add kayo ng fraction, tapos, same yung denominator nyo. So, ilang 1/6 ba yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito, para makuha yung sum nito, since same sila ng denominator, which is 6, sa fraction, you only need to copy or maintain yung denominator na 6. Then, i-add nyo lahat yung mga values or yung number dito sa ating numerator, which is 1 lahat. So, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 will give us the numerator of 6. So, magiging siya niyan, 6 over 6 or 6 divided by 6 will give us the probability or the total probability of 1 or 100%. So, ganun kinukuha yung ating probability. Or ganun din yung process kung saan mag-a-add kayo ng mga fraction. Okay? Gets ba yun? Okay, thank you. Next is yung equation dito sa ating histogram. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito sa ating x-axis, so ito yung x-axis natin, nandito yung mga sample means. Ito yung mga yon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, iaano siya sa ating x-axis. Dito naman sa ating y-axis, ito yung mga probabilities of getting a mean of 1. Tapos, ipa-plot siya dito sa ating y-axis. Ito yung y-axis. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung mean na 1, yung probability niya is 1.6 or 0.167. So, nagpa-fall siya under dito sa 0.167. Okay, gets ba? Same with do sa mean of 2, 3 out of 6. So, equally distributed lang din siya. Or equal lang din yung mga probabilities nila. Kaya, kung mapapansin nyo din sa ating illustration is magkakapantay lang sila. So, ito yung ating illustration dito sa ating example number 1. So, be mindful sa paggawa ng mga intervals ulit, ha? Like, for example, dito, 1, tapos kasunod dyan 2. Nag-add lang siya ng add lang tayo ng 1 para makuha si 2, add ulit ng 1 dito sa 2 para maging 3. So yan, dapat aware kayo sa paggamit ng mga intervals dito sa ating histogram or yung sa ating illustration. Like for example dito, 0.02, nag-add lang siya ng what para makuha yung 0.04. Nag-add lang siya ng 0.02 para makuha si 0.04. Tama ba? So, nag-add lang ng 0.02 para makuha si 0.04. So, yun. Dapat naka-interval para maayos yung arrangement ng ating illustration or yung ating histogram. Okay, gets ba yung example number 1? Type 1 if na-gets. Type 2 if may queries or mga question kayo or naguguluhan kayo. Okay, halos type 1. Okay, next example tayo. Dito naman, now suppose rolling 2 dice. So, dito naman, mag-roll tayo ng dalawang die and take the mean. the mean of each set of a sample points. Sample points. So let's say we have a table here, die 1. So ito yung ating die 1. Yung mga possible outcomes na lumabas is 1 out of 6. Phase, yung may phase na 1, dot na 2, dot na 3, dots of 4, dots of 5, dots of 6. Same with die 2. Meron din anin na mga dots or anin na phases sa ating die. Ngayon, kukunin daw natin yung mean nila, mean ng mga outcomes. So let's see, ano ba yung mga outcomes na possible na lumitaw if magda-die tayo ng dalawang die. So kapag nag-ano tayo ng dalawang die, possible na lumabas, so ito yung dalawang die. Possible na lumabas is si 1 and 1. Possible na si 1 or 2. Possible combination of 1 and 3 or 1 of 4. Tama ba? Ngayon, kukunin daw natin yung mga min nito. Also, let's say dito, what if lumabas si 1 and 1? So, 1, you only need to do is to get the mean. So, i-add lang natin yung mga outcomes or yung possible outcomes na 1 and 1. So, 1 plus 1 divided by ilang yung total values na meron. So, meron tayong 1 and 1. So, 1 and 1 2. So we have two total values. So 1 plus 1 now is 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Check natin kung 1 yung lumabas dito sa ating outcomes na 1 and 1. Okay, tama tayo. 1. How about dito sa outcomes, the combination of 1 and 2? Okay, kunin natin yung mean niya. We have 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 divided by ilang values ba? We have 1 and 2. So, dalawang values ulit. 2 total values. So, we have 1 plus 2 is 3 divided by 2. So, 3 halves or 3 divided by 2 is equal to 1.5. Check na natin kung tama tayo. Okay, 1.5. Tama naman. Next tayo dito sa combination of outcomes na 1 and 3. So, you only need to add the 1 plus 3, then divide mo siya sa total values niya. So, we have 1 and 3, so divided by 2. So, 1 plus 3 is 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Check natin. Okay, 2. Erase na natin mga writings sa board. Next tayo sa ating row 2, column 5. We have combination of outcomes 1 and 4. Okay, 1 plus 4 niyan, then divided by total values, 1 and 4. So we have 2, dalawang values, yun nga yung 1 and 4. So 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, divided by 2 is equal to 2.5. Tama ba? Check natin. Okay. Next tayo dito sa outcomes na combination of 1 and 5. 1 and 5. So kunin natin yung din ng outcomes, or combination outcomes of 1 and 5. We have 1 plus 5. So 1 plus 5 divided by total values. 1 and 5, we have 2. 2 total values. So 1 plus 5 is equal to 6 divided by 2. 2 is equal to 3. 3 nga ba yung lalabas dito? Check natin. 3. So kung mapapansin nyo, meron siyang bar pattern. So, meron siya, parang siya nag-a-add lang ng mga 0.5 each row. Kasi nga, kung mapapansin nyo, equally divided or equally distributed yung ating mga values or yung ating mga outcomes. Mapapansin nyo yan. Ka-interval siya or equally distributed once goes up to 6. Kaya, kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayo nakikita observation na nag-a-add lang ng 0.5 dito sa ating mga means. So, check natin. Check nga natin kung tama ba yung observation natin. Tingnan natin kung 4 yung lalabas dito sa ating row 2, column 7. So, yung combination niya is, combination outcomes 1 and 6. So, 1 plus 6 divided by total values is 2. So, 1 plus 6 is 7 divided by 2 is, 7 divided 2 is equal to 3.5. So, 3.5 pala. Kasi mag-add lang pala ng 0.5, di ba? So, check natin kung 3.5 yung lalabas. Okay, 3.5 yung lumabas. Now, dito tayo ngayon sa Sa ating, okay, burahin ko muna yung mga writing sa ating screen. Dito niyan tayo sa ating row 3, column 2. Ano kaya yung possible na lalabas dito? Is it mag-a-add din ba or yung tama ba yung observation natin na mag-a-add lang tayo ng 0.5 dito sa 1 para maging 1.5 to? Or iba? Check natin. Malay mo, same lang siya nung observation natin dito sa mga rows. Kung saan nag-a-add lang ng 0.5. Same lang din ba siya sa mga column? Or same lang ba dito? Kung saan magiging 1.5 niyan to, magiging 2 niyan to, 2.5. Later on, check natin kung tama tayo. Okay, solve natin ngayon. Combination of 2 and 1 possible outcomes ng mga to, kukunin natin yung mean. So, 2 plus 1 divided by yung total values, 1 and 2. So, 2. 2 plus 1 is 3 divided by 2 will give us 1.5. So, 1.5 naman, check natin. Okay. 1.5 naman siya. Tama naman tayo ng observation. So, you think, ano kaya yung lalabas niyan dito sa ating row 3, column 3? Is it 2 kaya? Let's say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 divided by 2 is 2. Check na natin. Perform natin yung solving niya. So, meron tayong outcomes na 2 and 2. So, 2 plus 2 divided by ilang values? Total values 1 and 2. So, 2. So, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 divided by 2. So, 4 divided 2 is equal to 2. Check na natin kung tama tayo. Okay, 2. Tama yung observation natin kanina na nag-a-add lang ng 0.5. Check na natin dito niyan. Check na natin dito kung 2.5. Then dito 3. 3.5 then 4. Check natin. 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Okay, i-perform natin yung computation nitong 4. Baka kasi mali. So, we have a combination of outcomes na 2 and 6. So, 2 and 6. So, 2 plus 6 divided by 2. So, 2 plus 6 is equal to 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Tama naman. Tama naman yung 4 dito sa ating row 3, column 7. Okay, nagigets ba? Okay, I think ngayon dito alam niyo na yung mga possible values. Oh, you think, ano yung possible values niyan dito? Or possible means? It's a combination of, or yung combination of outcomes of 3, okay, 3 and 1. So, 3 plus 1 divided by 2. So, 3 plus 1 is 4 divided 2 is equal to 2. 2 nga ba yung nandito niya? 2. Okay, ano yung next? Sa tingin nyo, ano yung next? Is it 2.5 niya? Tignan nga natin. Okay, 2.5 din siya. Okay, next tayo. Is it 3 niya yung next? Okay, 3. 3 yung next. Same na, tama naman yung observation natin. Okay, next tayo. Is it 3.5, 4, 4.5, then 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, then 5, and 3. Kung saan nag-add lang ng 0.5 dito sa ating 2.5, then, ayun, kaya naging 3. 3.5, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, then 5.5. Next, mag-add ulit tayo ng 0.5 dito sa 3. We have 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6. So, ito niyan yung mga possible means na nakuha natin dito sa um, situation na to. So, kung bibilangin yan, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sample means dito sa ating rows, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then dito sa ating column. So, to compute the possible outcomes, nakuha natin is 6 times 6, para lang yung matrix, is equal to 36. So, 36 lang yan, yung total outcomes dito sa ating sample means. Mga nakuha natin sample means. Ngayon, kukunin naman natin ngayon yung probable. So, ito yung ito yung illustration or yung sa histogram niya. So, kung mapapansin nyo, dito sa ating x-axis, ito yung mga sample means. So, meron tayong 1, ito yung 1, meron tayong 1.5, ito yung mga yun, dalawa, then 2, tatlo, then yung 2.5, we have 4, then yung 3, we have, what, ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3.5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sulat natin yan. So ito, isang beses lumabas, itong 1.5, dalawa, itong 3, tatlong beses lumabas, itong 2.5 is apat, itong 3 is limang beses lumabas, and 3.5 is anim na beses lumabas. Now, yung 4, ilang beses lumabas yung sample mean na 4? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, limang beses siya lumabas. Then yung 4.5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat na beses lumabas yung 4.5. Then si 5 is 1, 2, 3. Tatlong beses. Then si 5.5 is dalawa. Then si 6 is isang beses lumabas sa ating mga possible outcomes. Ngayon, kukunin natin ngayon yung probabilities na nakuha dito sa ating mga sample means. Ayan. So, probability of getting a mean of 1, since isang beses lang lumabas si mean of 1, kaya yung probability niyan is 1 out of 36. Tama ba? Or in decimal form, we have 0.028. Ngayon, dito sa ating 1.5, ilang beses ba lumabas si 1.5 kasi kanina? Dalawa, di ba? Kaya 2 out of 36. The probability of getting a mean of 1.5 is 2. Therefore, 2 out of 36 or 2 divided by 36 is 0.056 in decimal form. How about si 2? Tatlong beses. We have 3 divided by 36 is equal to 0.083 in decimal form. Then, next is 2.5. We have 4. 4 times lumabas si 2.5 dito sa ating mga outcomes. Therefore, 4 out of 36 is equal to 0.111. How about si 3? What is the probability of getting the mean of 3 in our situation? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 out of 36, or 5 divided by 36 is equal to 0.139. How about 3.5? Bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the probability of getting 3.5 is 6 times. So, 6 divided by 36 is equal to 0.167. How about the probability of getting the mean of 4, or getting mean of 4? We have ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Limang beses. So, 5 out of 36 is 0.139. How about si 4? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat na beses. So, 4 divided by 36 is equal to 0.111. So far, nagigets naman ba? Type 1, if nagigets nyo itong pagkuha ng probability dito sa ating example number 2. Okay? Okay, proceed tayo. How about the probability of getting the mean of 5? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 times siyang lumabas dito sa ating mga outcomes. So, 3 divided by 36 is equal to 0.083. Then, yung 5.5 is dalawang beses. Ayan. So, 2 out of 36 is equal to 0.056. And yung 6, the probability of getting the mean of 6 is isang beses. So, 1 out of 36 is 1, and 36 is 0.028. So, ito niya yung probability kung saan dapat ang total sum nito, or yung total area nito probabilities natin is equal to 1. It should be 1. Dapat 1 lang yan. Hindi mababawasan or hindi dadagdagan. It should be 1. Kahit i-total niyo pa yan. 1 dapat yan. So kung mapapansin nyo, yung denominator natin dito is 36. Again, i-copy nyo lang yung denominator, then i-add nyo yung mga numerator niya, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Makukuha nyo dyan is 36 then. So therefore, 36 divided 36 is equal to 1. So the total area or the total probability is 1 or 100%. Nagets ba yung ating example number 2? Kung saan kinuha natin yung mga mean, kinuha natin yung mean of the means and yung probability. Okay. Next tayo, example number 3. So we have here 5 children have the following weights. So we have given weights nung limang magkakapatid. We have Jose, Juan, Kevin, Maxine, Alexa. And yung weight ni Jose is 25. Ang weight ni Juan is 21. Ang weight ni Kevin is 19. Ang weight ni Maxine is 23. Ang weight ni Alexa is 18. So our first goal is to get the possible sample sizes of 3. So first, compute muna natin yung combination. Ano nga ba yung combination? If meron tayong 5 given children name or child name, di ba? Sa combination ulit, meron tayo, saan na formula of N, C, 3. Wherein yung N natin dito yung total values. So, ilan ba yung total values dito sa ating ano? Di ba 5? So, ito niyan yung N niyan natin dito is 5. Then yung R, mag-choose lang daw tayo ng sample sizes of 3. Therefore, yung ating R is 3. Paano nga ba mag-solve ng combination? Okay, para lang siyang 5 factorial niyan. So, yung 5, paano ulit ng 5 factorial? We have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 will give us the product of 5 plus 4, 20, plus 3, 60, plus 2 is 120. Therefore, 5 factorial is equal to 120. Then yung R. Yung R is 3. So, 3 factorial. Paano ba itong 3 factorial? 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1 is equal to 3 times 2, 6, plus times 1 is equal to 6. So 3 factorial is equal to 6. Okay, to solve this process, to solve this combination, rather, okay, and NCR is equal to, which yung N natin is 5, C, or 3 to, 5C, 3, is equal to, is also equal to N factorial divided by R factorial multiplied by N minus 3 factorial. Okay, simplify lang natin or i-input natin yung mga given formula. So, kung saan meron tayong N na 5, R na 3. So, 5 factorial. For those students na meron calculator, try it. Okay, 5 minus 3 factorial. Ano kaya yung lalabas? So, 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial multiplied by n minus r or 5 minus 3 factorial. So, ilalabas dito is what? Is 10. So, kailangan natin yan ng 10 possible outcomes. So, kailangan 10 yung mga possible outcomes na makukuha natin. So, turuan ko kayo ng shortcut, no? So, paano makuha yun? So, we have n na 5, r na 3. So, n, cr. So, 5 factorial. Ano ba yung 5 factorial divide 3 factorial, 5 minus 3 factorial. So, turuan ko kayo ng cancellation method. So, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 3 factorial. 3 times 2 times 1 multiplied by 5 minus 3 is 2 factorial. Ano ba yung 2 factorial? So, we have 2 times 1. Cancellation, cancel natin. Ano ba yung same or yung similar sa ating numerator sa ating denominator? We have 3 times 2 times 1. So, cancel natin si 3 times 2 times 1 sa ating numerator and 3 times 2 times 1 sa ating denominator. Ang natira sa ating numerator is 5 times 4. So, 5 times 4 is 20. Ang natira sa ating denominator is 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is equal to 2. Therefore, 20 times divided by 2 is equal to 10. So, yun yung shortcut or yung cancellation method. Using our cancellation method sa pag-solve ng ating combination. Gets ba? Okay, yun yung ways na pag-solve ng ating combination. Proceed tayo sa ating goal, which is, goal number 1 is to get the possible sample sizes of 3. Here's the table. All we need to do is to find the 10 possible outcomes na nakuha natin para possible outcomes na or yung 10 possible composition na makukuha natin dapat. Okay. So sabi dito, sample size of 3. Sample size of 3, but we have a given 5 children. Jose, Yuan, Kevin, Maxine, Alexa. Kukunin natin um, um, yung combination or yung group nung or yung sample sizes of 3. So possible na si Jose, Yuan, Kevin. Jose, Yuan, Kevin. Ano pa yung mga possible combination? We have Jose, Yuan, and Maxine. Right? Tama ba? Okay. Jose, Yuan, Maxine. Also, pwede rin si Jose, Yuan, and Alexa. So, Jose, Yuan, Alexa. Also, pwede rin si Jose, Yuan, and Jose, Yuan, and sino pa? I think wala na. Okay. Next tayo sa ano pala? Jose, Kevin. So yung combination naman ni Jose and Kevin. So Jose, Kevin, and Maxine. Tama ba? O yan. Jose, Kevin, Maxine. Next, Jose, Kevin, and Alexa. Okay. Next tayo, Jose, Kevin. Pwede ba si Jose, Kevin, and Yuan? Okay, pwede siya, di ba? Okay. Wait. Okay, mamaya na yung Jose, Kevin, and Yuan. Okay. Meron na pala dito kasi bawal ang repetition. Jose, Kevin, and Yuan. Nandito siya sa number 1. Kaya, nag-proceed na tayo sa Jose. Barin ko muna to ha. Proceed tayo sa Jose. Maxine yan. Kasi tapos na si Jose, Kevin. So, Jose, Maxine, and Alexa. So, Jose, Maxine, and Alexa. Then, pwede rin si Jose, Maxine, and Yuan. Pwede ba yun? Try natin. Okay. So, Yuan na tayo niyan. Kasi bawal nga nauulit pala sa combination. Okay. Dito tayo kay Yuan yan. Start tayo sa Yuan. Yuan, Kevin, and Maxine. Tama? Okay, next tayo. Yuan, Kevin, Alexa. Tama ba yun? Ayun. Yuan, Kevin, and Alexa. Next. Yuan, pwede ba si Yuan? Pwede ba si Yuan, Maxine, and Alexa? Yes, pwede. Then yung last natin yan is si Kevin, Maxine, and Alexa. So, Kevin, Maxine, and Alexa. So, ito yung ating 10 possible outcomes. Ito yung 10 possible compositions, samples of group of 3 children. Ngayon, kukunin lang natin yan yung sample values or yung weights of children. Ano ba yung weight ni Jose? Ano ba yung weight ni Yuan? Anong weight ni Kevin? So, it shows on our second column. So, yung weight ni Jose is 25, weight ni Yuan is 21, then yung weight ni Kevin is 19. So, ipapakita nyo lang yung mga weight nila. So, ayan yung possible weight nila. Okay, now, since these are the sample values or yung weight of our children, we need to compute niyan yung ating sample mean. So, we need to compute our sample mean. To compute our sample mean, we need to add the possible values or the possible weights of our children. So we have 25, 21, 19. So 25 plus 21 plus 19, tapos saan natin siya i-divide? Anong number? Diba sa ating total values? Ilan bang total values meron tayo din sa ating row 2? We have 3. Therefore, 25 plus 21 plus 19, so 25 plus 21 plus 19 para makuha natin si sample mean or yung mean dito din sa ating row 2 divided by 3. So, paki-compute sa inyong calculator. 25 plus 21 plus 19 divided by 3 is equal to 21.6667 yung dulo. Or, para clear tayo, or para what do you call this one? Para organize is 21.67 na lang ang gawin natin. I-round off niyo yung pang second term dun sa ating decimal point. Okay ba yun? Okay. Round up ha? Round up or round down? Round up to the nearest term. So, 21.67. Next tayo, 25 plus 21 plus 23. Then, divide nyo lang sa 3. So, i-add nyo lang to. 25 plus 21 plus 23. Then, divided by ilan yung total values? We have 3 total values. So, 25 plus 21 plus 3, 23 is equal, then divided by 3 is equal to what? So, 25 plus 21 plus 23 divide 3 is equal to 23. Tama ba? Okay, tama. 23. Next row tayo, row 4. We have 25, 21, and 18. So, 25 plus 21 plus 18 divided by 3. So, 25, okay. 25 plus 21 plus 18 divided by 3 will give us um, the result of 21, 25 plus 21 plus 18 divided by 3 is equal to what? Anyone? 21.6667 yung dulo, which kailangan nyo lang i-round off the nearest form or nearest tenth. Okay? So, 21 point. Okay, bakit ganun? 25 plus 21 plus 18 divided 3 is equal to, okay, 21.33333 pala. 333 out of, ano yun? So, 33 bar yan. So, 21.33 na lang gamitin natin. Next tayo. Sa ating row 5 or sa ating pang fourth na mga values, we have 25 plus 19 plus 23 divided by 3 or divided by 3. Ano ba yun? Napipindot? Is equal to what? 25. 25 plus 19 plus 23 is equal to what? Is equal to 22.3333 at walang katapusang 3 yan, kaya i-round off natin to nearest 10 or nearest form niya, which is 22.33. Next tayo, 25 plus 19 plus 18. Then, i-divide nyo lang siya sa 3. So, 25 plus 19 plus 18 divide 3 is equal to what? So, kung yung makukuha nyo dyan is, okay, 20.6666 to 7 yung dulo. Kaya, i-round off nyo ulit, 20.67 na lang. Okay, same process lang din dito sa mga natitira. Kung saan i-add nyo lang itong tatlong values, then i-divide nyo doon sa total values, which is 3. Okay. So, dito sa ating 25 plus 23 plus 18, divided by 3 is equal to 22. Dito naman sa 21 plus 19 plus 23 divide 3 is equal to 21, 19.33, 20.67, then 20. Then, kapag nakuha nyo na ang ating mga means dito sa mga values, kukunin naman natin yung pinaka-mean nitong mga sample means. So, paano ba yun? Di ba nakakalito? Kukunin naman natin yung mean nito niyan. So, para tayong kukuha ng mean sa mga sample means. So, kunin natin yung mean nito. We have 21.67 plus 23. So, i-add lang natin lahat to. I-add natin itong mga to. Then, i-divide saan? I-divide natin saan? Ilan ba yung total values ng mga to? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yung total dito sa ating sample mean is divided by 10. I-divide daw natin siya sa 10. So, 21.67 plus 23 plus 21.33 plus 22.33 plus 20.67 plus 22 plus 21 plus 19.33 plus 20.67 plus 20 will give us the sum or the summation of 212. So 212 yung ano niya, total niya. Divided by 10 will give us the mean of what? Divide 10. I-divide yun lang sa 10 yan. 21.2. So, 21.2 niya. 21.2. Ito yung ating mean. Ito yung mean sa ating sample means. Tapos, sabi din kasi sa rule natin na yung population mean, so yung, yung Sabi kasi doon sa rule, yung population mean, which is yung mu sub x bar is equal daw siya sa ating or wait, yung sample means natin, yung total of sample means natin, or expected mean, is equal daw siya sa ating population mean. So, ito yung population mean. Compute natin yung mean niyan nito. 25, 21, 19, 23, 18. So, 25 plus 21 plus 19 plus 23 plus 18 divided by, saan natin siya i-divide? Ilang values ba meron sa given natin? We have 5. So, 25 plus 21 plus 19 plus 23 plus 18 is equal to what? So the total sum of this given 5 values is 106 divided by 5 will give us the result of course, 21.2, which is similar dun sa ating mean, nakuha nating mean sa sample means. So, tama nga to, kung saan equal yung expected mean or yung ating sample mean na 21.2, equal siya sa ating population mean na 21.2 lang din. So, clear tayo doon. Clear tayo doon sa rule na yun. Which is yung expected mean or yung expected mean sa ating sample mean is equal to sa population mean. Gets ba doon? Okay, yun yung ating goal 1 yan. Get the possible sample sizes of 3. Now, for our goal number 2, construct the sampling distribution of the means. We need to find the probability of each sample means. So here's our sample means. Kung mapapansin nyo dito, nauuna na si 19.33. Nauuna na si 19.33 which naka-ascending order na siya. Kapag sinabing ascending order, mauuna sa mababa up unto pataas. From lowest to highest yung order. Tama? Okay. So, naka-arrange na to in ascending order. Kukunin natin ngayon yung probability niya. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ilang beses bang nag-occur si 19.33 dito sa ating sample mean? We have 1. Ilang sample mean meron tayo? Ilang values meron tayo sa sample mean? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The probability of getting the mean of 19.33 is 1 out of 10. In decimal form, it is 0.1. How about the sample mean of 20? What is the probability of getting the mean 20 in our sample mean? So kung mapapansin nyo, isang beses lang din nag-occur si 20 dito sa ating sample mean. Therefore, 1 out of 10 ulit, or in decimal form, we have 0.1. Tama? How about the probability of getting the mean of 20.67? So kung makikita nyo dito, dalawang beses nag-occur si 20.67. Therefore, the probability of getting mean of 20.67 is 2 out of 10 or 0.2. Then, si 21 is isang beses lang din, kaya 1 out of 10 or 0.1. Si 21.33 is isa lang din, ito lang siya, kaya 1 out of 10 is equal to 0.1. Same with 21.67, isa lang din, isang beses lang din nag-occur. Kaya 1 out of 10 is 0.1. Same with 22, isa lang din siya, ito siya. So, 1 out of 10 is 0.1. 22.33, asan yun? Ito siya, isang beses lang din. Kaya 1 out of 10 is 0.1. Then 23, isang beses lang din, right? Kaya 1 out of 10 or 0.1. Then, kung kukunin yung total nitong probabilities na to, again, it is equal. It should be equal to 1. Okay ba yun? It should be equal to 1. So, kung mapapansin nyo yung denominator, same lahat, which is 10. Yung denominator niya is 10. Tapos, i-add nyo lang lahat yung numerator. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10. So, 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. So, yung total area dito sa ating probability is 1 or 100%. So, tama naman. Tama yung distribution nito sa ating probability. Gets ba? Okay, excuse me. Gets ba yung pagkuha ng ating probability dito sa ating example number 3? Type 1, it gets. Type 2, if naguguluhan. Okay. Okay. Type 1. Okay, thank you. Next tayo, proceed tayo sa ating goal, which is yung number 3, construct the graph. Since meron na tayong mean and probability distribution doon sa ating mga sample means, we need to construct the graph that shows its probability distribution. Ipapakita natin yung distribution ng ating mga means. So, we have the illustration or the graph. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito, nandito niyan, okay, again, dito sa ating x-axis, ito yung mga ating mga okay, ito yung ating mga sample means. Dito sa ating x-axis, ito yung mga sample means. Ito yung mga sample means. We have 19.33. Ano ba yung probability na makakakuha tayo or makukuha natin yung 19.33? We have 0.1. Kaya nag-fall siya sa ating y-axis, which is nandito yung mga probabilities. Nag-fall si 19.33 sa probability of 0.01. Same with mean of 20. Kung saan nag-fall din siya sa yung probability of getting a mean of 20 is 1 out of 10. So, 0.1 lang din siya. Kaya nagpo-fall siya sa ating y-axis na 0.01. But as you can see, in our 20.67, yung mean na 20.67 is dalawang beses siya nag-occur dun sa ating sample mean. Kaya naman, kung mapapansin siya dito sa ating illustration or ating histogram, na um, naka-encode or naka-plot siya sa 0.02 or 2 out of 10 or in decimal form 0.2. Kaya, i-graph nyo lang siya dito sa ating 0.02. But of course, dun sa ating 21, 21.33, 21.67, 22, 22.33, and 23, same lahat yan ng 1 out of 10 or isang beses lang sila nag-occur dun sa ating sample mean, kaya magkakapantay sila dito sa ating graph. Si 20, only 20.67 ang nag-occur ng dalawang beses sa ating sample mean. Kaya, nasa 0.02 siya sa ating graph. Again, be mindful sa paggamit ng interval. Like for this example, 19.33, ilan ba yung ini-add natin sa 19.33 para maging 20? Nag-add lang siya, kunin nyo muna yung difference. So, 20 minus 19.33, ano siya? Usually, ano siya, di ba? 0.67. So, nag-add tayo ng 0.67 kada interval niyan. So, mag-add lang kayo ng 0.67 para makuha niyo yung interval. So, 19.33 plus 0.67 is equal to 20. Plus 0.67, yung next row natin or next interval natin is 20.67. Then, 20.67 is plus 0.67, bibigyan tayo ng result na 21. Same with our y-axis, yung mga probabilities. Kung saan 0.05, mag-a-add lang tayo ng what? Para makuha si 0.01. Mag-a-add lang tayo dito ng 0.005 din para makuha natin si 0.01. So, be mindful or maging maingat kayo sa paggamit ng mga interval, right? Okay. Gets na ba? So, yun yung pagko-construct natin ng graph. At saka kung mapapansin nyo dito sa ating graph, our sample mean does not have a normal distribution. Kapag sinabi kasi normal distribution, it is a perfect normal curve. Perfect bell shape. So kung mapapansin niyo dito, hindi siya para siyang skewed to the left siya. Ay, right. Skewed to the left. Mali. Skewed to the right siya. Kung saan, actually, hindi siya matatawag ng skewed to the left kasi nasa gitna siya ng 20.0. So, yung something peak niya is nandito sa dito. Dito yung peak niya. Kaya, ayan, ganyan yung curve natin. So, yun yung ating example number 3. Gets ba before tayo mag-proceed sa ating central limit theorem? Okay, type 1 if na gets, type 2 if may naguguluhan pa para further explain ko yung ating example number 3. Okay, proceed na tayo. Central limit theorem. So, dito sa ating central limit theorem, CLT states that the distribution of sample means approximates a normal distribution as the sample gets larger. So, sabi dito, gumagamit tayo ng CLT kapag yung hindi normally distributed yung ating mga data. So, we need to use the CLT if hindi normally distributed. Yun lang yung minimum dito. Then, sabi pa dito sa ating key takes away, sample sizes equals to or greater than, or sample sizes equals to or greater than 30 are considered sufficient. Sufficient for the CLT. So, sufficient. When we say sufficient, enough na. Enough na daw si 30. So, pasok si 30 or more than or greater than 30 para magamit natin si CLT. So, dapat yung mga sample size natin is 30 and above. Okay, gets ba? Again, key aspect of CLT is that the average of the sample means and standard deviation, so sample means, will equal to the population mean. So, yung sample mean daw, okay, yung sample mean is equal to the population mean, which is mu, and yung sample, what do you call this one? Sample standard deviation is equal to the population standard deviation. Yun yung minimin lang dito. Then, a sufficient large sample size can predict the characteristic of a population accurately. So kapag lumalaki daw yung sample size natin or yung N natin, yung mga data is nag-approximately normally distributed yung ating mga values. Yun yung minimin dito sa ating number 4. Okay, another. If a random sizes of N are drawn from a finite and infinite population with mu and variance sigma squared, then the sampling distribution of sample mean x bar is approximately normally distributed. Okay, ang minimin lang dito is kapag napapalaki masyado yung mga sample means natin or yung N natin is nag-approximately normally distributed yung ating distribution. At yung mga formula for the expected mean of the sampling means and the variance of the sample means in a sampling distribution of the sample means as follows. So, this formula is our sample means. Ito yung mu x bar. Asa na yun? Okay. Mu x bar, ito yung sa ating sample means. Ito naman yung ating sample standard deviation. Ito yung formula na gagamitin natin for sample standard deviation. Again, this is a sample mean. Ito yung gagamitin natin sa sample mean. This is the sample standard deviation. Proceed tayo sa example para makita nyo yung process. Okay, compute the mean and variance of the sampling distribution given. So sabi dito, compute the mean. Compute the mean and the variance. Then meron na tayong given. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa ating given, ito lang yung ating nakuhang mean and probability dun sa pag-toast ng dalawang die or pag-roll ng dalawang die rather. So kung mapapansin nyo, meron yung 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, diba? Tapos yung mga probabilities nila. Ngayon, kukunin daw natin yung mean and yung variance nila. So paano nga ba natin makuha yung mean and variance nila? Siyempre, gagamitin natin yung formula ng sample mean, which is the mu sub x bar is equal to the summation of, or yung sum ng x bar multiplied by x bar. Ito yung formula from central limit theorem. Ganito lang yan. So, mu sub x bar. So, ano ba yung mean natin? 1, minultiply siya sa, para lang siyang ganito. 1 times 1 out of 36. So, yung result dito, yung result dito, ipa-plus mo doon sa result nito. So, 1.5 multiplied by 2 over 36. Tapos, yung makukuha mo dito, add mo ulit dito sa nakuha mong product nito. So, 2 times 3 out of 36. Yung makuha mong product. Ayan. Ganyan lang siya. So, 1 times, compute natin, 1 times 136 is equal to, in decimal form, is equal to what? 0.027 8. So, dito naman, 1.5. 1.5 times 1 out of 2 out of 36 or 2 divide 36 is what? 0.0833. So, kung ano daw yung makukuha nyo, actually pwede nyo i-shortcut sa calculator itong mga to. Shortcut nyo sa calculator, pero kasi dito if wala kayong calculator, magmano-mano kayo. So 0.2, 0.0278, 0.0833. Then dito tayo sa 2 times 3.36. So 2 times 3 out over 36 is equal to 0.167. 0.167. Then dito naman sa 2.5, kunin nyo rin yung values dito. Then yung makukuha yung values dito, sa 2.5 times 4 over 36 is, so 4 times 4 out of 36, or tama ba? 2.5. 2.5 times 4 out of 36 is 5 over 18, or 0.278. Then dito naman tayo sa 3 times 5 divided 36. So 3 times 5 divided 36 will give us a result of 0.16, or 7 na yan. Tapos yung makukuha, basta yung makukuha yung mga values dito is ipagsasum nyo lahat. Kukunin nyo lang yung sum niya. Ayan, no? Ikukunin nyo lang yung sum niya. At kailangan na makuha nyo is 3.5. 3.5. Okay ba tayo doon? Kung paano makuha yung sample mean? Proceed tayo. Try nyo siya sa bahay para makuha yung sample mean. Okay, next tayo sa sample variance. Paano ba kunin si sample variance? Para makuha si sample variance, kailangan lang natin i-squared. Erase all. Sa sample variance natin, kailangan lang natin ayan, gamitin yung formula. Ito yung sigma sub x bar squared. Kailangan lang natin i-squared yung ating variance, sample variance. Paano nga ba? So kung mapapansin nyo dito, yung 1 minus 3.5, so 1 minus 3.5, yung 1, ito yon yung mean. Then yung 3.5, ito yung ating sample mean. Yun nakuha natin sample mean. So 1 minus sample mean, or yung mean minus sample mean, is then yung squared niya multiplied by 1 out, or yung probability. Yung probability na makukuha tayo ng mean na 1. So para siyang ano niya? Para siya niyan 1 minus 3.5. So 1 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 1 out of 36 is equal to 0.1736. So yung result dito sa is 0.1736. Ito yung result dito kapag in-encode or in-input nyo siya sa calculator. 0.167 plus, dito tayo niyan sa 1.5. 1.5 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 2 out of 36. So 1.5 naman. So yung result niyan dito is 0.222. O, same process lang din dito. 2 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 3 divided by 36. So kunin nyo, i-solve nyo to. 2 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 3 out of 36. Ang makuha result natin yan is, so 2 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 3 out of 36 is 0.1875. Plus, next process ulit. Dito tayo sa 2.5 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 4 minus 30, divided by 36. So 2.5 minus 3.5 squared, or yung difference of 2.5 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 4 out of 36 will give us what? 0.0111 plus Again, next process, ito niyan. 3 minus 3.5 squared times 5 over 36. Okay, perform na natin para hindi kayo nahihirapan. Then, 5 after 36 is equal to 0. So, 0.0347 plus, eto niyan, yung 3.5 minus 3.5 squared times 6. 6 divided 36. Oh, 0 lang to. 0 lang dapat mo kayo dyan. Plus, eto niyan, dito na tayo. Ipatapos. Actually, madali lang to, kaya lang mahaba lang yung process niya. Oh, 4 minus 3.5. 4 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 5 out of 36 will give us, so kabit ko dito yung next na, 0.0347. So, same lang siya dito, oh. Plus, dito na tayo niyan. So, 4.5 minus 3.5 squared times 4. Tama ba? 4 out of 36 is equal to 0.111 plus last 3. Itong 5 minus 3.5 squared, then 3 multiplied by 3 divided by 36. So, bibigyan tayo ng result na 0.18, 0.188, or isulat na rin natin sa 4 na decimal, which is 0.1875 plus last 2. Ito na. So, 5.5 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 2 divided by 36, or 2 out of 36 is 0.2222. So, ano lang dito? 0.222. Tapos, last one. So, last one is ito. 6 minus 3.5 squared. 6 minus 3.5 squared multiplied by 1 out of 36 is equal to 0.1736. So, 0.1736. Ngayon, i-add nyo lahat itong mga nakuha nating values sa pinerform nating multiplication kanina. So, i-add nyo lang lahat. So, kapag i-add nyo siya, ang makukuha nyo dapat is, ito na yung ating sample mean. Ang sample mean is 1. Saan na? Ito. Ito yung sample variance natin na 1.458. So, dapat ito yung makuha yung sample variance natin. Nagets ba? Nagets ba? Naiintindihan niyo pa ba yung mga example and discussion na? Before tayo mag-proceed sa next example, or example number 5, type 1 if nagigets, type 2 if hindi masyadong clear para ma-discuss ko ulit. Okay, proceed tayo sa example number 5. So, sa example number 5, the school district has 508 graders. In that district, so sabi, 508 graders. In that district, the average weight or yung average weight of an 8 graders is 35. So, yung average weight, ito yung ating x niyan. With the standard deviation. So, yung standard deviation daw niya is 5. So, yung standard deviation is 5. Then, drawing a sample of 50 students, drawing a sample. So, ito niya yung ating magiging n, which is 50 students. What is the probability that the average weight of a sample students will be less than? So, yung pinapahanap dito is yung probability daw that the average weight of the sampled students will less than 34 kg. So, ilan ba yung probability, ang posibilidad ng yung mga students daw is less than 35? Proceed tayo. Ito yung mga given. Ito yung mga nakuha natin given kanina. We have mean, population mean na 35, our mean, average, I mean, yung kinukuha nating sample mean is 34, and natin is 50, then yung ating variance is 5. First, we need to compute the sample standard deviation. The formula for sample standard deviation is this. Sigma sub x bar is equal to sigma divided by square root of n. So, i-input lang natin yung mga nakuha nating values dito sa given equation or given situation. What is sigma? Ano ba yung sigma? Or yung standard deviation natin? Standard deviation is 5. So, tas yung ating n is 50. So, 5 divided by square root of 50 is equal to 0.707. So, if i-calculate nyo to sa, i-input nyo to sa calculator, dapat ang lalabas ay 0.07. Now, nakuha na natin yung ating sample standard deviation. Now, we need to compute to the sample normal variable z. Yung formula natin sa ating standard normal variable z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by our sample standard deviation. So, ito lang yung sample standard deviation natin, di ba? Which is yung 0.707 na nakuha natin. So, ano ba yung ating sample mean? Or yung mean natin is 34. 34 minus mu, or yung 35 yon. So, 34 minus 35 divided by yung ating sample standard deviation, which is 0.707 or 0.707. And input nyo lang to sa calculator. Just input this into your calculator, and dapat ang makuha yung z value or yung z score natin is negative 1 divided by 0.707, and yung z score natin is negative 1.41. So, negative 1.41, punta kayo niyan sa inyong z value or z table. Punta kayo sa negative values. At ang dapat ang makuha yung values sa negative 1.41 is yan. Thus, the probability of the sample or yung mean less than 34 is equal to the probability of the z-score negative 1.41 is equal to 0.0793. Therefore, since ano siya, less than, again, since less than yung ginamit, kapag less than, di ba, i-obtain lang natin yung nakuha nating values dun sa ating z table. Therefore, the probability that the sampled student will have an average weight of less than 34 kilograms is 7.93%. So, yun yung aming example number 5, kung saan kailangan natin i-compute sa sample standard deviation. I-identify muna yung ating mean, population mean, sample mean, yung ating random variable n, or yung ating samples, and yung ating standard deviation. Then, kunin natin yung standard normal variable z, or kunin natin yung value ng ating z-score, and hanapin natin yung values ng z-score natin sa ating z table, makukuha natin yung probability na pinapakuha sa ating z-score. Gets ba ang ating example number 5? Type 1 if na-gets nyo, type 2 if hindi, para balikan natin or i-tackle ko ulit to, or ma-explain ko ng maayos. Okay. Proceed tayo sa example number 6. Sabi dito sa example number 6, an electrical quartz factory manufacture resistors that have a resistance of 100 ohms. The distribution resistance is normal, 100 ohms. So find the probability. So pinapahanap natin yung probability that a random sample, so ito yung ating n, resistor will have an average resistance greater than 95 but less than 105. So kung marirecall niyo yung discussion natin last week 4, ito yung pagkuha ng mga values between values on the left of the z values or greater than or at the right of z values. Ngayon, dito kasi sa week 7 and 8 natin is situation. We need to solve the situational part dun sa mga natackled natin last meeting. So dito, pinapahanap yung between greater than 95 but less than 105 with the standard deviation of what? With the standard deviation of 14. Ito yung standard deviation natin. So, proceed tayo. Ayan na, nakasubmit na yung mga given natin. We have sample mean is equal to population mean na 100. We have x sub 1, 95, x sub 2, 105, and natin is 50. Ang standard deviation natin is 40. First, we need to compute the sample standard deviation. Ano ba yung formula sample standard deviation? We have sigma sub x bar is equal to sigma divided by square root of n. So, input lang natin yung yung sigma niyan. Or yung standard deviation natin is 14, then yung ating n is 50. So, 14 divided by square root of 50. And yung result natin is 1.98. So, ito na yung ating sample standard deviation na 1.98. Ngayon, kunin natin yung ating z sub 1, c sub 1. So, same formula, x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation divided by square root of n. Ano yung ating x bar? Ano yung x bar? Ano ba yung unahin muna natin ito si c sub 1. Ito yung x bar natin yan, 95. So, 95 minus, yung mu natin is 100. 95 minus 100 divided by our sample standard deviation. Divided lang yung ating sample standard deviation, which is 1.95. So, 95 minus 100 divided by 1.98 will give us negative 5 divided by 1.98. Yung z sub 1 natin is negative 2.58 niyan. So, ano naman yung ating z sub 2? Same process. Yung ating z sub 2 is ito. Ating z sub 2 natin si 105. So, 105 minus 100. 105 minus 100 divided by yung ating sample standard deviation na 1.98 will give us 5 divided by 1.98. Since same lang sila ng nawalan lang yung sign dito. Naging positive lang ito yung kanina yung negative. So 5 minus, or 5 divided by 1.98 will give us the result of negative, 2.58. Ngayon, kunin nyo yung inyong mga z values or yung z table nyo. Hanapin nyo yung negative 2.53 doon sa z values and yung 2.53 doon sa positive values. And dapat ang makukuha yung result doon sa negative 2.5 is eto. Itong 0.9943 and yung inyong doon sa positive values sa z table nyo is 0.0057. And remember, since between yung ginamit nila or between two values, kailangan lang natin is what? Para makuha yung probability, kailangan natin i-divide, i-minus yung highest values na nakuha natin sa ating z-table minus dun sa lowest value na nakuha natin sa z-tables. Therefore, 0.9943, so 0.9943 minus 0.0057 will give us the result of, or the difference of, 0.9886 or therefore, 98.6 or 98.86% of the sample size 50 will have an average resistance between 95 and 105 ohms. So, na-gets nyo ba kung paano i-solve or kunin yung probability kapag greater than and between the two values? Less than yung kanina, tapos ngayon yung between two values. O, yun yung example number 6 natin. Kailangan nyo muna i-classify yung mga given. Since nandiyan na, given naman si standard deviation, yung n natin, yung population mean and sample mean, and yung ating mga x sub bar. Okay, next tayo sa example number 7 kung saan ito yung situation, maliwanag E-Lights Corporated produces LED bulbs that have a lifespan that is approximately normally distributed with the mean equal to what? Equal to 10,000. Umulit ako, sir. 10,000. 10,000 hours. And standard deviation of 3 in 6 hours. Ngayon, pinapahanap niya yung probability that a random sample of 35 bulbs will have an average lifespan greater than 8,500. So, ito yung hinahanap. The probability that a random sample of 35 bulbs will have an average lifespan greater than 8,500. So, classify natin yung mga given. We have sample mean and sample mu, 10,000. Ito yon. Our mean is 10,000. Then our random sample, 35. Ito yung n. And yung ating standard deviation is 3,600. Ito yon. Nasa given na rin siya, 3,600. Our n is 35 and our x bar is 8,500. Ito yung pinakahanap. Ito yung identification or pinapa-classify. So, same process, kailangan natin makuha si sample standard deviation, same formula, sigma sub x bar is equal to sigma divided by square root of n. What is our standard deviation? Our standard deviation is what? 3,600. What is n? 35. So, therefore, 3,600 divided by square root of n, which is yung 35, ayan siya. At ang result is, our sample standard deviation will give as the result of 608.51. Next, kailangan natin makuha yung sample normal variable x. Same formula. Z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation divided square root of n. Our x bar is 8,000 minus our mu or population mean is 10,000 divided by our sample standard deviation. Ang binakuha natin sample standard deviation, ito yung 608.51. So, 8,500 minus 10,000 divided by 608.1 will give us a result of what? Negative 1,500 divided by 608.51. So our z-score now is negative 2.47. And to get the probability of this z-score, we need to use the z-table. Kunin yung mga z-table nyo and hanapin nyo, i-plot nyo si negative 2.47 sa ating z-table. At since ang nakakabit dyan is greater than, di ba dun sa ating example nun sa week 4, kapag gumagamit ng greater than, we need what? We need to subtract 1 or we need to subtract our values from 1. Therefore, yung nakuha nating values sa ating z-score na negative 2.47 is, kailangan na makuha niya is 0.0068, then isusubtract natin siya sa 1. Kasi nga, di ba, ito yung ating normal curve. Then, let's say, dito yung mga negative sign, ito naman yung mga positive sign, ang hinahanap greater than 800, greater than, mas mataas. So, possible na dito siya, ito yung area na yon. Let's say na dito si 8,500. Ito yung pinapahanap. Doon sa z-table natin, ang nakuha values na 0.068 is ito mga to. Kaya, need natin i-minus sa 1. Kasi yung total area nitong normal curve na to is, ano yung total area nito? Yung total area niya is 1. Kaya, 1 minus yung nakuha values dun sa ating z-score na negative 2.47 at bibigyan tayo ng result na 0.9932. Therefore, the probability that 35 randomly chosen lead bulbs will last for more than 8,500 hours on the average is 99.32%. And that's the explanation and the process to solve and find the sample standard deviation, sample normal variables with the probability and getting the probability of this dito sa ating example number 7. Nagets ba? Clear naman ba? Clear naman po itong ating example number 7? Type 1 if clear, type 2 if may nagugulan kayo or may mga queries kayo para ma-explain natin, further explain natin itong example number 7. So be mindful again sa mga terminologies like less than, greater than, and between. Okay, type 1 if nagets? Okay. Okay guys, thank you for listening for this live discussion, no? So this is our last discussion for the third quarter. So week 7 and 8. Ito yung pinaka-last discussion natin. So next meeting, mag-move na tayo sa ating quarter 4, which is yung sa ating week 1. But syempre, it depends on the schedule. Kasi nga next week, alam ko, mahal na araw na. So, I'm not quite sure if paano yung scheduling. But for now, i-end ko na itong call since almost 1 and 20 minutes na tayo nag-ano. So, stop ko na yung recording. Okay?